In London, we're well used to freaks, weirdos, oddballs. We sit next to them on the tube every day or stand next to them at a bus stop. Even our mayor looks like the honey monster from the Sugar Puffs adverts. And that's before you start talking about the royal family, who to me would make an excellent cast for a stage presentation of Animal Farm. But even still, what about a mysterious figure with glowing red eyes who spews out blue and white flames? The first sighting of this mysterious figure didn't happen here in London's East End, but in the western side of the city in a place called Barnes. Now, those of you familiar with that area will know there's nothing unusual with weirdos with leathery skin, strange clothes, making a public nuisance of themselves. Of course, today they're called Australians, but in those days, in 1837, this was something new. A perfectly sensible businessman was walking home one night past a cemetery when a shadowy figure leapt in one bound over the railings and stood staring at him head on. So what, you might say, except this figure had glowing red eyes, a pointed nose, pointed ears, and he leapt meters in the air before leaping meters away, off into the night. Eerie to say the least. The second occurrence happened to a girl called Mary Stevens, who was walking home across Clapham Common. Again, a shadowy figure leapt from out of nowhere straight into her face, scratching at her body and tearing her clothes with claws, she said. His skin was as cold as a corpse, but her screams eventually scared him off and he bounded off into the night. Now, by this time, the press were having a field day, and they labelled this monster Spring-Heeled Jack. But the two most famous events associated with Spring-Heeled Jack occurred in London's East End. The following year, a young teenage girl in Bow in London's East End opened the door to a man claiming to be a police officer. He said he'd caught Spring-Heeled Jack, but no sooner had she given him a torch as he requested than he threw off his cape and attacked her with metallic claws, his eyes again glowing red, this time vomiting blue and white flames into her face. Now her screams awoke the rest of the house, and again he bounded off into the night. 8 days later, Lucy Scales was walking home with her sister down Green Dragon Alley in Limehouse, and again Spring-Heeled Jack attacked. Spitting blue and white flames into Lucy's face, she was blinded and fell on the ground fitting. Her sister screamed, and again a crowd rushed and witnessed Spring-Heeled Jack jump in one bound to the top of a roof and make his escape. Now, by now, the police started to think they had an idea who this was. Started to accuse a man named the Marquis of Waterford. He was a man with a cruel sense of humour, and they said he just had springs in his heels. Except he died in 1859, and still the sightings continued. Sightings of Spring-Heeled Jack began to occur further and further away. Lincolnshire, Liverpool, Aldershot. But the last reported sighting of him here in London was in 1877, where he was witnessed bounding across rooftops where locals shot at him with a shotgun. They recalled later to police that the bullets bounced off his metallic skin. In 1904 was the last ever registered record. But here, 106 years later, not only do we not know who Spring-Heeled Jack was, we don't even know what he was. Some tell tales, others rhyme, but I sing songs from the Howling Sea.
If you're wondering what on earth you just witnessed, you've been watching a video from the Songs from the Howling Sea podcast. Each week I release a song and a video about a person or a subject from London's East End. 52 songs in 52 weeks. For more, visit www.songsfromthehowlingsea.com.